hottest, baddest, sexiest man on cable access, Mr. Home Invaders himself, Mr. Hector Bosa!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a clap, everybody, for the thousands of people that are here today. Woo-hoo! Yay! I have a new look and new show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy. We have plenty of guests today. We have, let me see, Richard Cameron, who was here before. We have Pastor Ephraim Garcia. We have Cynthia. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one. What is your name?
Walker.
Walker. Walker. No, you got a longer name than that.
De la Cruz-Walker.
Okay, De la Cruz-Walker. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a four-piece name. I don't know why. She says she's very nervous because she's sitting next to me, and that's normal for women like that. Just in case. Now, I just want to know, when you started talking, singing, music, who is musical in your family? Did that influence you in singing?
My parents can't sing at all, but I have a cousin. Let me see, who did this really start with? I have a cousin who started a band when we were, I think I was like 16. Mm-hmm. But I really actually started singing in my worship team, and that's what inspired me to sing in my old church. Mm-hmm. And then I joined this band with my cousin maybe 2 years later when I was like 18. So it's my cousin, my aunt, my other cousin, his sister, his wife. Yeah, we all sing.
Yeah, you all got everybody got a big family there, because your father plays the bongos.
And he plays the congas, yeah.
And I tell you, that this is a big family. And when I'm talking big, they're height, not big this way. They're big this way.
That's just the De La Cruzes. Yeah. Let me just... the rest of them are regular-sized people.
Exactly. You know, I can't, what's there to say? Now, in school, do you used to sing as well?
Never.
You never sang in school? You never. So when was your first time singing?
I had a friend. My church was doing a talent show, mm-hmm. and she was so nervous to sing by herself that she asked me to sing with her, but it was my first time singing in front of people too, so it didn't work out that well that day, even though people clapped for us, but we got better afterwards.
Not that they clapped out of sympathy. It's because you were good, or they clapped because of sympathy?
Well, both? We weren't bad. I think we were just really nervous, and so our voices were
Don't mind me.
You wouldn't want to listen to us again over and over. No, it's cool. I guess.
I love to drink on the show because, I don't know, it makes me feel so relaxed and so forth, like I said. Now, you said your family. Who is the other singer in your family now?
My cousins. Mostly my cousins, my generation. Mm-hmm. I have 3 cousins who sing, and they're all brother and sister.
And what made you just go up on stage and want to sing? Was it something that you really wanted to do inside you that inspired you to do, or they just go, Cynthia, we heard you sing in the bathroom, so you can sing?
No. I knew that I could sing somewhere inside of my mind. I knew that I could hold a note. It was actually a pastor, my old pastor. Mm-hmm. She pushed me. She pushed me to break out of myself.
Shyness.
And she just saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And so I was actually the first teenager in that church in particular. Mm-hmm. Mostly the adults were involved in ministry and things like that, and rarely did you see a teenager involved. Right. But I was actually one of the first teenagers to be involved and lead a worship team. At a young age.
Yeah, because some like for the Pentecostals, boy, some of them were really hard. All the elders, man.
I didn't come from
Pentecostal churches. Some of them are great, and some of them are way out there because they'll have these 10-hour things, and you're like, you look like you're exercising, going up and down.
When you talk to Pastor Ephraim,
Yes.
he'll tell you about that.
Yeah,
He knows
exactly.
about that very well.
But and I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Now, as faith going, nobody pushed you into it. You just landed there, or you just was introduced by it, or how did you get into it?
I grew up in church.
You grew up in
I grew up in church. But when I hit a certain age, I strayed and I did my own thing. And I made some bad choices.
Right.
And then I made a decision because I always knew what the truth was.
Right.
I always knew that Jesus Christ died for my sins. I always knew all of that. So I just made a decision one day because I knew I needed to get back to him.
Right.
And I did that.
Good. Now I know you got to sing one song.
Mm-hmm.
Just one, ladies and gentlemen. Just one. She's only prepared for one because she was that nervous being next to me. That's why. I don't blame her. There's a lot of women are, nervous next to me, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. But she's going to sing one song, so why don't we have you go to the mic, and we'll get you to sing that song. See you soon. A few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. Have no fear. You can take the mic out. It's okay. Don't be shy.
Hallelujah. Praise you, Lord. I bless your name, Jesus. Shattered, but I'm not broken. Wounded, but time will heal. Heavy the load, the cross I bear. Lonely the road I trod, I dare. Shaken, but here I stand. Weary, still I press on. Long are the nights, the tears I've cried. Dark are the days, no sun in the sky. Yet still I rise, never to give up, never to give in against all odds. Yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel low, yet still I rise. Sometimes I'm troubled, but not in despair. Struggling, I make my way through. Trials, they come to make me strong. I must endure, I must hold on. Yes, yet still I rise, never to give up, never to give in against all odds. Yet still I rise high above the yet still I, oh, I rise above all my problems, above all my eyes can see, knowing God is able to rescue me, to rescue me, yet still I rise, never to give up, never to give in against all odds. Yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel low, yet still I didn't know which way to go, yet still at times I feel low, yet still oh, still I rise, oh yeah, thank you, Lord, still I rise.
All right, put the mic down. I got to ask you like 3 more questions before you go, because I know you got your time is busy. Now, one quick question is, how did you find the church that you're in, the House of
My parents' House of Restoration.
I'm sorry, Mom.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. How did you wind up going there?
My parents.
Parents?
My parents. I got married in 2010 in April.
Name the guy's name, because it looks like a famous Jets, man.
Wesley Walker.
Wesley Walker of the New York Jets, right? No. The New York Jets.
My high school sweetheart.
Oh, jeez. I thought, oh, dang. You hadn't gone there for a minute there.
I wish I had Wesley Walker.
Well, you do have a Wesley Walker.
I just have him as a husband.
But now, in different churches, you make you feel comfortable, and sometimes they make you feel out of place. This church here makes you feel comfortable and wanted and so forth, correct? That's why.
Yes.
That's why. Now, if I went to the church, how many single women are there?
I don't think there are many.
Oh, Jesus. I always said that going to church is good for picking up women. I don't know, but that's what my grandfather always says. He says, if you ever want to get a good girl, go to church. I got to ask Pastor Ephraim about that one. I'm sure he'll give me a good answer as well.
That's where he got his
That's
girl.
why, exactly. But one last thing before you go. Where can they contact you if they want to talk to you or have different venues that they want to make you sing and so forth?
I usually don't sing
at all.
No.
You just
I did this
thank
for you,
See?
Hector.
because I am the hardest, baddest, sexiest man on cable access TV. This is why. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
But if you do want to, they can contact you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, they can contact me on Facebook or my email address, cwalker0905 at gmail.com. But I don't know if the camera can zoom in.
No, we can give... I think we have this.
This should be posted later.
Yeah, we'll post it later.
Other than that, you can see me sing at House of Restoration.
Yeah.
I do the worship there.
Exactly.
But that's about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
I hope you wasn't that nervous being next to me.
No.
No, you calm down now.
Yeah.
See, I have that calming effect on people too. I put them to sleep sometimes as well. For now, we have next a music video. So let's go to the videotape.
Coming this summer to a suburb near you. Groban, Buble, Boyle, the Monsters of Mom tour. Take a night off, get a sitter, and treat yourself to some mom rock.
You raised 3 kids, and that's what I find sexy. I'll serve you breakfast in bed if you'll just let me.
How's the temperature in here tonight? Is anybody cold? Here's a Josh Groban blanket.
Who are you ladies excited to see?
I just want to eat them up.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be out of the house.
Michael Bublé.
I'm doing the dishes, so prop up your feet. Watch some Real Housewives and Fashion Police. We'll cuddle tonight, and then we'll make spoons. But first I've got a date with the vacuum. With the vacuum. Vroom, vroom. I love the vacuum.
Oh my God, ladies, he is so helpful. There is nothing sexier than a man clean.
Oh, yeah.
Monsters of Mom is even better than Downton Abbey.
It's better than Oprah.
Hey, nothing's better than Oprah.
Sorry, I just started drinking too early.
Susan Boyle.
Goulash, goulash, so easy to make. Comfort food when you've had a rotten day. Cook 2 pounds of lean ground beef on medium high heat. Boil some macaroni and then drain it in the sink. Stir in your tomatoes and garlic and herbs. Let it stand for at least 10 minutes. Then serve. Goulash.
She's just like me if I was Scottish and could sing.
Is the concert over?
And for select dates only, the king of mom rock, Rod Stewart, singing hits from his new album, Songs in the Public Domain. So legal it hurts.
A casket, a green and yellow basket. Ring around the roses, pocket full of posies. Camptown ladies sing their song, doo-dah.
He still got it.
He never lost it.
12 miles long, oh, a doo-dah day. Jingle bells.
Tickets on sale now. Ticketmaster, Telecharge, Live Nation, and at participating hair salons with Plunt names. Monsters.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. Clay, give them a key of awesome a clap of hand there, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, for the thousands of people live, we're having live and taped at the same time. And as you can see, right next to me is Pastor Ephraim Garcia of House of Resurrection. How you doing, sir? How's everything?
Actually, it's House of Restoration.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my R's. I get my R's get it, you know. But I just want to know, you started this. You started this in Post Avenue. You're there in Post Avenue now, but what started you off in going into preaching, what started you off in going into preaching?
Well, that's kind of a long story, but I'll start by saying that my mother shared with us the fact that first of all, I'm a twin. I'm an identical twin.
Right.
And she shared with us, since we were little children, the fact that when she married my father in 1964, she was told by the doctors that she would never have children.
Right.
However, my grandfather, who's been an Assembly of God minister for many years, just this past February, he passed away at the young age of 96.
Wow.
But he prayed over my mother, and my mother said she just felt a warmth come over her womb and her body. And about 3 months later, she was told by a doctor, well, you're pregnant. And as a result of that pregnancy, me and my brother Michael were born, and later on she had 3 other children. And she said that from a young age, as we attended church, many people would confirm to her, your children are going to be ministers of the gospel. And so along the way, it was not that my parents forced me. I just felt the call in my life, and I committed my life to the Lord. And at the young age of 14, I was already preaching the gospel, and I've been preaching ever since. I've served as associate pastor, and 6 years ago, we started House of Restoration here on Staten Island. In addition to my ministry to the community, I've also served as a U.S. Army Reserve chaplain and done ministry in Afghanistan to the troops, and continue to serve the military here at Fort Dix in New Jersey.
I wanted to ask you also, now Cynthia was here before talking about how some Pentecostal churches used to have them 3 or 4 hour sessions.
Yes.
Those were hard to sit through. I mean, it was good to hear but it was hard to sit through sometimes because, sometimes, to me, church has to be fun.
Yes.
You have to go and want to do it, and you want to have fun. You want to like going to a club. I don't know if you think it the same way. A church should be like a club. Make you feel wanted, love the music, love hearing who's preaching, and that'll make you want to come more. And then after that, bring more people in. I mean, I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Well, I wouldn't describe the church as a club, but I think what you're trying to bring up is that a church should be something enjoyable. It should be torture. I was brought up in a storefront Pentecostal church, and sessions were long, about 4 hours. It was primarily an immigrant church, if I would say. People who had come to this country, their first language was Spanish. So it was more than just a place that they came to receive the word of God. It was also where they made friends. It's where they fellowshipped. They had relationships, and so we went to church almost every day of the week. So it was, and being of the charismatic Pentecostal persuasion, those services were very long. They were very vibrant, and singing and clapping and worship, dancing. However, my current generation, we still have the fundamental values and beliefs, but in practice we're a little different. Our service partly you've seen our service about an hour and a half.
No, that's good. I mean, I don't mind going to church as long as I'm enjoying the word and so forth.
Yes.
And they pass the wine. In some churches they pass the wine. I love the Catholic Church for that. Thank goodness for them. And I'm telling you, but I'm not make fun of everybody. But now, what made you start your own congregation? What made you want to just say, listen, I'm parting ways with you guys. I want to start my own. And did you have a vision on how did you want to do it?
Actually, I did not intend to start my own congregation. In fact, it had gotten to a point in my life where I didn't want to know anything about church ministry, primarily because of a very difficult situation I experienced, personal in nature, and my family. I raised them in the church. I trained them, instilled the values that I had received from my parents, and yet my children came to an age where they made certain decisions, and those decisions resulted in teen pregnancy. Because I believe in life, I didn't opt to go to abortion doctor, and so we had these children. I didn't want to give away my grandchildren for adoption. I felt that if God allowed them to be born, the Bible says that children are a blessing from the Lord, no matter what the circumstances may be. However, the church we were attending at the time, some in the leadership felt that disqualified me for ministry. And so I was dismissed from the church. And as a result, I just didn't want to know anything about church. I said, Lord, I'll serve you, but I don't want to pastor a church. I don't want to lead a church. But 2 years later, while I was deployed to Afghanistan, at the time I was a Coast Guard lieutenant commander, God gave me a vision in that desert. and said, I want you to start a house of restoration where people who have been hurt by the church, people who have been hurt by their families, rejected by society, can feel at home, can feel accepted, can feel loved.
Right. Well, that's a good thing. Now you're in the military, and you're a chaplain there.
Yes.
Correct. Now, do you see combat when you go out there to Afghanistan? Or should I say, when you went to Afghanistan, did you see battles out there?
Yes, I did. I did. And after 20 years of service with the Coast Guard Reserve, I accepted a commission as an Army Reserve chaplain. Currently, I'm the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. I was deployed in 2011 to Afghanistan. Even though the chaplain is a non-combatant, the chaplain serves with soldiers that are in combat. And in fact, I was the garrison chaplain for the headquarters of ISAF, which is the NATO compound there. And we were subjected to attacks by the enemy. In fact, we lived through a 20-hour attack, rocket-propelled grenades, machine gun fire, etc.
Now, what I wanted to ask you was also, when you see combat, now there's somebody next to you because you're not allowed to carry a gun, correct?
Correct.
When and how many people do you have next to you to, in case somebody's trying to shoot at you? Because according to the Geneva Convention, you're not supposed to shoot at medics, no chaplains, but
correct.
You know how that goes sometimes. They throw that out the window.
Yes.
So if, let's say God forbid, they shoot your guy and there's somebody attacking, are you allowed to defend yourself and
I could defend myself as long as I'm not using deadly physical force. So I would not pick up a weapon. I would have to defend myself just in hand-to-hand combat. But for the most part, even though you assign one chaplain assistant that defends you, anybody will pick up a weapon to defend the chaplain.
Oh, okay. No, I just want to know that because a lot of people because I'm thinking that when you have to defend yourself, you got to shoot. You have to shoot because they're going to shoot you first. You're not going to go there and be like, okay, shoot me, I'm ready to go.
No, that would be a violation of Army policy, a violation of Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, but it's like I said.
But from a moral perspective, I feel that I know where I'm going to go if I had to give my life in service to God and country. Right. So I had no fear. Okay.
Well, thank you. Do we have one more time or should we have one more minute? Okay. Well, I wanted to say thank you for letting me know about all this. And the House of Restoration. Jesus, yes. I'm going to get it right eventually.
And we're not restoring furniture. We're restoring people.
Yeah, people. I'll be glad. Now, the one question. My grandfather always said that you can always pick up women in churches. Is this true?
Well, I picked up my wife in church. I met her in church, and we've been married now for 29 and a half years.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to have to go to your church then so that I can find out if I can pick up somebody there or not.
Well, you're welcome to come, and you're going to meet God first.
Yes, I will. Oh, boy. But thank you very much. If there's a place where they can contact you, by all means, where can they contact you?
My personal cell phone number, I give that out, 917-215-2221. We're also on Facebook, www.facebook.com/HORM, HORM.
Right.
And again, that information is probably going to be posted.
Yes, it will be posted. And I'd like to say thank you very much. I hope you and Cynthia come once again.
Thank you.
So we can talk more. And we're going to do a show like I was talking about before about yourself and Master Youssef and probably another person of the clergy. And we're going to have a discussion about that soon. It's going to be a whole different topic, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a more serious topic. But we got to wrap it up. And thank you for coming, sir. Thank you for letting people know how you started and got everything going for yourself, and your family's okay and so forth. So thank you very much. Let's go to the videotape, and we'll see who's up next. Gentlemen, and we're back. Let's have a nice hand for everybody that's come so far. It's great for the thousands of people out there, you know, that are clapping. Thank you very much. But I know, Brandon, for crying out loud, you know. Yes, I'm breaking the fourth wall again, Mitch. I'm sorry. But my next guest is a gentleman that I've had before, and I'll let you introduce yourself. What is your name, sir?
My name is Richard Cameron.
Well, thank you very much for coming, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you for having me.
And now when you were here, you had what was your book that you were here?
I wrote a nonfiction book, an offbeat book, Famous People Who Dropped Dead, about notable people who literally dropped dead. I am working on a second edition, because many people have been accommodating.
And they want to know. That people is like, it's like following like Charles Manson and so forth. They follow serial killers and so forth. And I just found out that the Boston Massacre guy actually killed all those people by DNA testing last night. I found a lot of weird stuff last night. It was incredible. But now this book that you have now, what is it called?
The Glass Facade. It's about a wedding photographer.
Now, what made you do that?
I was a wedding photographer for 28 years.
Mm-hmm.
I videotaped and photographed weddings, bar mitzvahs, communions, christenings, portraits, some commercial work. I was a studio owner for about 20 of those years. And there has never been a book, to my knowledge, written about a wedding photographer by a wedding photographer.
Wow. Now, what was your experience like in doing some of this stuff?
Well, over the last 2 decades, I've been thrown up on, bled on. I've had vodka spilled on me when people came out of the limos. You were talking about picking up women in churches.
Yes.
I literally did that. We had some members of the bridal party who had a little too much in the limo on the way to the ceremony. And I picked them up out of the aisle so we could put the tripods out.
You know, but it's incredible because did you have any wedding crashes, you know, like the movie people that were supposed to?
I've seen people get in.
Really?
I never ratted them out. It wasn't.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. But I'm just saying you did see wedding crashes. Oh, man. So it does exist. All right. You know, what was it like being a wedding photographer? You know, what was it like? And your best and worst memories of it?
Well, it ran a gamut. I always said when you go to a house before the church or before a temple in a dressing room, it's like a cop going to a domestic violence call. You never know what's going to happen. I've had people fight in front of me, people walk in underwear in front of me, people. I was kneeling down to fix a bride's train, and the biggest Afghan hound I ever saw in my life took my ankle in his mouth, and I love dogs, but I was terrified.
Oh, geez. You know, that was your best thing that happened to you? No, that was your worst.
The best things? Well, there were a lot of nice
Which
moments.
Which ones?
Well, I got to meet a lot of famous rabbinical siblings. I worked with Jackie Mason's brother. I met Steve Lawrence's brother, who's a cantor. Mm-hmm. I met, there's a professor who wrote a book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. I've met Harold Kushner's brother, who's also a rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with the God Squad, Monsignor Hartman and Rabbi Gelman.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some of the most wonderful people.
Now, these are here on Staten Island or everywhere
Actually,
in Brooklyn and Manhattan,
Greater New York.
Greater New York area. Now, what made you write the book? I mean,
I met a lot of characters in the business, and these are people you would if you met them, you would remember them. I worked with them,
right?
And these were people who just are not the most politically correct. They say it the way it is.
Which ones? Can you name one?
You mean real names?
Yeah. If
I'll
you
get
can
sued. I can't.
Oh, you can.
All
Okay.
of them are in the sound line.
Okay. Well, listen, I don't know how many people. I'm sure you're gonna get sued because there's millions of people that watch this show. That's why, you know. And again, Brandon giving me the nice laugh. God, Brandon, put a little oomph into it. And Valerie's laughing too. That's nice. Hey, Master Yusuf giving me the signs and so forth. That's cool. As long as it's not gang signs, we're okay. You know, but but in all, you wrote this. Now, how did you get started writing the book? You said, you know, the first page is going to be
I knew a man I wanted to base the character on this. I met him when I was still in my 20s in 1986. The day I met him, I said, "Oh, now I have a character to write about." Because this is what a New York-based wedding photographer should be like. I said this was the embodiment of the character. He walked into the hall with his cigarette and his camera, told the bride who interrupted him, "You have a hell of a nerve. I'm talking to the man." I mean, during the cake cutting, the way he posed him and say, "Okay, now reverse."
Oh, he directed them how to do things.
In his gravelly George Burns, Humphrey Bogart type of accent.
Right. Wow. So you could. I didn't know photographers had that much power where they could say, "Stop the wedding. Wait a minute. Let's go back." Have you ever done that? Have you ever told?
I had to, when I was working second crew at a job, I had to slam the door on a bridal party when my lead photographer's camera back came out. His insert came out of his camera as they were walking down the aisle. I had to reach over, boom, slam the door.
Oh,
and hold them up.
Oh, wow. You know, have you ever seen? Now, I know this happens a lot. Somebody fainting.
Yes, I had the grandmother of a bride actually fall down a flight of steps. I stepped out of the room on a break.
Right.
She just buckled and fell. I couldn't catch her in time. I've seen people fall at the reception.
Right.
I've seen people go out in stretchers.
I've seen people, which they show on TV, where they're getting married, and all of a sudden, when they go, you know, do you take this woman to be your awful life? And then you start, and they go down on the floor. I mean,
that's happened.
That's happened. And what do they do? Do you stop to tape, or do you continue doing?
After a while, when people are taken out of the room, we stop while we figure out what's going to happen. I had a bride throw up on me. She was pregnant.
Oh,
she said, "I'm sorry, I have to throw up." Well, you have to throw up on me.
Well, let's show the book again, you know, on TV if we can. And I just want to make sure if people want to get in contact with you, where can they contact you?
Okay, if you could write me at my post office box, my suite number as it were, Richard Cameron, 244 5th Avenue, Suite 200, 1001. You can correspond with me and I will get you a copy of the book.
And you get us a copy of the book. That's where they can get the book of the copy. And when are you coming out with that second book?
The Famous People Who Dropped Dead Part 2. Maybe next year or so. I'm working on some other things because a lot of people have been dropping dead or are famous. I even broke the news to Joe Franklin that Dave Fry, the comedian, dropped dead. That was his friend.
Really? Wow.
And his last booking was the Clark County Coroner's Office. He was on the same bill that week with Charlie Callis. And I don't know who opened for who.
Wow, and the last person so far that died was James Gandolfini.
He dropped dead, yes.
He dropped just recently dead. But we have to wrap it up now? Do we? Okay, well, let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, professionalism, we still have it still. And I'd like to thank again Yeah, Richard, for
thank you for
coming.
having me.
Thank you once again. When you come out with that book, the second book, or anything else, please come back and we'll talk about the third book.
I'd be honored to.
And we'll talk about how you got into photography. One quick one.
Yeah.
How did you get into photography?
Well,
One quick.
I knew I was never going to get into medical school, and I was pretty good with taking pictures of the high school yearbooks. So I went out and I got a job at a wedding studio.
And that's how it all blossomed.
That's how it started.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go to a video.
Poppy Seed Lane presents a message from Cookie Muncher.
Everybody know Mitt Romney is big-time fancy businessman. But Mitt Romney desperately want to destroy puppets from Poppy Seed Lane. That where Cookie Muncher live. No relation to Cookie Monster. You might think me want to support Obama now. Wrong! Miss Obama want to take Cookie away from American children. So, what solution when no one left to turn to? Take matter in own hand. That right! Me proud to announce me candidacy for President of USA. Because you know who love America and Cookie? This puppet, Cookie Muncher, from Poppy Seed Lane. No relation to Cookie Monster. It's time for America to stand up to Obamas and Romneys and vote for a true blue American. How me plan to get America back on feet? Me don't know, but me promise to fight for every flavor cookie be served openly in military. And for all cookie to have health care. And me promise to get all cookie out of Afghanistan by 2014. What they need cookie for? Because me love America. And cookie. Even famous celebrity agree.
Hi, I'm Smelmo. No relation to Elmo. Haha. Smelmo love Cookie Muncher. Smelmo also love Mitt Romney and Obama's and Mr. Nude.
No. Diluting message. Stay on topic, dummy.
Hey, pal, you want Smelmo endorsement or not?
Me want you to say what me wrote.
What you wrote is garbage. Cookie Muncher doesn't know how pronouns work.
Shut up! So stand up to Obama anti-cookie regime and Romney puppet death squad. Enough is enough. Unless you're talking about consumption of cookie. Then enough, never enough. This November, vote for freedom by writing in Cookie Muncher for president. Vote for Cookie Muncher. Cookie delicious. This ad paid for by Cookie. Nom, nom, nom.
Thank Barely Political and the Key of Awesome for doing some great stuff and allowing me to shoot or show some of their clips on my show. Again, go to thekeyofawesome.com, or I think it's Barely Political. I think it was the other one. But am I right? Barely Political? Okay, thank you, Master Yusuf. Our next guest is Mr. Mike DiGiacamo. I remember somebody's name finally. How you doing, Mike?
Great to be here.
It's the first time here. Normally in the cameraman, you're my cameraman doing all sorts of things.
I'm usually behind the camera. That's
yes.
Right. It's exciting to finally to be up here with the famous Hector Bosa.
Yeah, the hardest, bad, sexiest man on cable access TV, you know. But now, how long have you been doing your show?
Well, about 10 years. DiGiacamo started, it starts with an idea, but then there's a lot of work to be done, and so it takes a while to pull all the elements together, and each show takes a while. I don't know how you do your show so easily. It seems to just slide out like glass. And, my shows are like chiseling away at marble, you know.
No, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. But
I'm gonna get good. Someday I'll get good like you have.
Well, you know, it takes a lot of practice. But you've been doing it for a while now. And now, what is your show about? What type of show is it, so that people can understand it?
Well, Hector, I have several shows.
Okay.
Tonight we're talking about my rock and roll music show. It's called DiGiacamo, and I'm trying to make theme rock and roll shows that can show at certain times of the year. Like I've already got a Halloween theme show.
Right.
I've got a Christmas theme rock and roll show, and I'm working on a New Year's Eve theme rock and roll show, so I'm trying to go around the year. And just have shows that are relevant to the whatever holiday happens to be coming up, and.
Now, you said you have several shows. What are the other ones that come into mind?
Well, I have a history of Staten Island show called The Walls of Staten Island. And in this show, I examine the history and the visual beauty of Staten Island. And we look at the old walls. We look at some of the oldest walls on Staten Island. I try to do some research. I go to the library. I go to the various institutes of research, and I try to dig deep into Staten Island's history. Who built this wall? What was here? Quite often there's a wall that surrounds something that's no longer there. So what was there? And hopefully, maybe I can dig up a few facts that can actually contribute something and enlighten.
Or a skull? Do you go at nights and try to dig up stuff?
No, I don't dig up skulls. Although some of my walls are haunted, so
jeez.
I don't even feature that aspect.
Wow.
But you can kind of sense sometimes from the video that I've taken that these walls are very old and a lot of things have happened.
What? Give me an example on one of the places that were there. Out of the top of your head, if you can name one.
Well, there's a large wall on Grimes Hill, which currently surrounds Notre Dame Academy, but it previously surrounded an estate. A very rich person owned all that property, and he had this wall around his property. His estate is no longer there. It's now a school. So we could go back. We could go back in time, and we can say, well, here's what it looked like 120 years ago. And you could do that with a lot of the properties on Staten Island. And we go back in time, and we'll say, well, this is what it used to be, and everything is gone except the wall.
Oh, wow.
So the walls can indicate the transition of time throughout the history of Staten Island.
Now, you said you have other shows as well. What? Give a taste of on each show. What?
Well, I have a show on art, featuring my own art. In fact, the whole show is on my own art. So I'm doing artwork. I'm doing showing the art in different environments, putting it in the parks and videotaping it, and so I have that art show, and then there's a wood stripping show, wood stripping with the Masked Man. I spent some time doing some wood stripping, and rather than write a book on the subject, I thought it would be interesting to do a video.
Okay.
And I've done several videos on the wood stripping aspect. I have a little finger puppet co-host, Horace the Horace. We have a lot of fun together.
Right. Well, let's go to, speaking of videos, you have one.
I have a video with me, one of the rock videos that I've produced. It's called I Gotta Go. It's talking about the music industry and how much fun it is and how I gotta get into it. And
well, let's go.
Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, I gotta go.
All right.
They say the party never ends. I
we're back. How you doing, all? Let's give him a hand. That took a lot of. That took a lot. How long did it take you to do something like that?
Well, that went on and on and on because I was learning the Final Cut Pro computer program.
Right.
So as a student of the Final Cut Pro, I was not only producing a video, but I was learning, taking notes, making mistakes, consulting with the various staff members. Many thanks to Kenny Graham for helping out so much. So if it's something where you're learning something new, then you take your time, you do it carefully, and you make sure that the next time you do it, you don't forget everything that you learned last time, you know, and you move ahead.
What made you want to do be on CTV and do your own show?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Hector. Producing videos it's a great and satisfying thing to do, but I think the most important thing I find down here is such a great social life, and associating and meeting with people like yourself.
Right.
And we've been here all afternoon working on this show, and we've done nothing but have fun and yell at each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
So
if people want to contact you, where can they contact you?
well, there's that video is up on YouTube. Do we have a little something here? YouTube? No. Okay.
No, at the end.
You can contact me. You can see my video on YouTube, or you can contact me at the studio here. My website is still in the shop right now. It's being worked on. So.
But that's good. At least they can contact you. Well, I'd like to thank the following people: Cynthia de la Cruz-Walker, Pastor Ephraim Garcia, Bridget. What was his name? Richard. Oh, Jesus. Richard Cameron. Sorry, and Mike DiGiacamo. And I also like to thank the people that are here: Brandon Patterson, Valerie Foley, Master Youssef, who's helped me out a lot. Thank you. Also, David, Mitch, The Switch, and Rosanna Robertson, who also have helped me a lot producing and doing these shows. I'd like to thank, and Miriam as well. We all I like to thank them all. If you wanted to get in contact with any of those people, well, just contact me at homeinvadersradioshow.com. That's my website. And you're going to see some great people out there. And don't worry, the Staten Island Ninja Society as well. And I just want to say thank you for everybody that was here today. And now it's time for me to say goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.